Chef Heimer from DJ's Sweet Kitchen. So today we are making our marshmallows. So the flavor we're making is a mixed berry Earl Grey tea marshmallows. So the first step is to make the mixed berry syrup, which we're going to add to our marshmallows. So basically we're taking a quarter cup of each berry. So we have sliced strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. We're going to put them in our pot over medium heat. We want to add in 2 cups of water, a cup of sugar, okay. And then we're going to add in just a little bit of salt. And then we're going to basically stir it up. And all we're doing is going to let this come to a boil. And we'll let it come to bring this to a boil. Once it's to a boil, we're going to put in our Earl Grey tea bag. We're going to let that steep for a little bit. And then we're going to, about 30 minutes, we'll turn down the heat to simmer. And then for 30 minutes, we'll leave the tea bag in. Make sure you don't catch your string on fire. Have it off to your handle. That way, there's no accidents in your kitchen. So after 30 minutes, we will take out our tea bag. We'll no longer need it because all we're doing is getting the flavor of the tea. And then we're going to check for thickness. We want it to be fairly thick, like syrup. So that way, there's no extra liquid to get incorporated to our marshmallows. When it comes to candy making, any extra water can be very bad, especially depends on what you're trying to make. And especially in marshmallows, they won't dry properly if you have too much moisture. So after that, then it will, once that's done and it's cooled, you can remove it from the heat. You can strain it if you need to. I usually don't. I usually just keep what's in there because all the berries and will pop and all the seeds will soften up. And so unless you don't want the extra seeds from like the raspberries or blackberries, you can strain it and then let it cool and we'll set it aside for later. And then it's going to basically look like this and be more liquidy and they look like a jelly texture. So that is that part. The next part is making the sugar syrup for our marshmallows. So basically all it is, you take a small pot, and you'll put it on the stove on medium heat, and you're going to incorporate 1.5 cups of sugar. You're going to add a cup of corn syrup. So basically we're going to move this since I already have that on. And so basically we're going to go ahead and do that now. So we add our sugar, our corn syrup. We're going to add in 1/2 cup of water. And we're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now this is going to take a little bit longer because we're going to need it to come up to the temperature of 240. Now, you can take this and you can stir it up to incorporate all your ingredients. So once it's been incorporated, then you will take out your spatula and you'll stop stirring. And so basically you don't want to stir anymore. Stir anymore because basically it's like making sugar syrup for any type of candy. And you basically just let it go until you reach the temperature of 240. You can use a candy thermometer. You can use, I have a handheld infrared thermometer for candy that'll allow me to let me know what temperature it is. If you don't have a candy thermometer, you can still make this, and you have to do it the old-fashioned way. So you basically take it to what they call is 240 is a softball stage. And so basically you can test it by putting water in a measuring cup, cold water, and you'll take a little bit of this and you'll put it in the water and it will form a small ball in the middle of the water and you'll know it's ready. So while your sugar syrup is going, you want to put a half a cup of water in your stand mixer and 2 packets of unflavored gelatin in the water, and you stir it up and you'll let it bloom. So while your sugar syrup is coming up temperature, you will let it bloom. So the next stage of this I'll be showing you how to incorporate the flavors and the sugar syrup into the marshmallows themselves and how long it takes and what it's supposed to look like. So that is all for these 2 steps. So have fun trying to make the syrup. The syrup, you can also, it's going to make a lot of syrup, so you can use it to flavor your marshmallows, but then you can also use it for other stuff. You can put it on your pancakes, waffles, cakes, anything you think you want the flavor of your syrup. So the next step, we're ready to combine our sugar syrup into our bloomed gelatin mix. So we'll go ahead and slowly pour our syrup into our gelatin mix, starting on a low speed. And you want to be careful when you pour this in and make sure you don't hit your whisk while it's running, because this is very hot. And once this has been all incorporated, you start to slowly move your whisk speed up, and we'll get to speed 8 or 10, depends on your stand mixer. And then we're going to let it run for 15 minutes. And then after that, we'll add in our flavorings and put it in our pan. So while this is whisking, you can go ahead and gather up your flavorings. So we're going to use a tablespoon of vanilla. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of our mixed berry syrup that we created. And we're going to take a 1/2 cup of our dried berries with the Earl Grey tea. So basically, I took my leftover berries from my mixed berry syrup and dried them out and put them in the food processor and mix them with the Earl Grey tea bag. Now, if you don't have them, you can buy the dried fruit. So the strawberries, the blueberries, the raspberries, the blackberries, you can buy them in the dried format and put them in the food processor and pulse a couple times with your Earl Grey tea. That way they'll get mixed up together better. And then also, while we're waiting, we will go ahead and prepare our pan. So I use a glass pan to put my marshmallows in. So the bottom of it, you want to coat it really good with a powdered sugar cornstarch mixture and coat it really well. You want to use more than you think you need because the marshmallow is going to soak up the mixture when it dries out. So after the 15 minutes, you'll know when this is ready is when the mixture will double in volume, and the bottom of the pot is going to be cool to the touch. If you are taking temperature, the temperature will be about 95. Now then, of course, after the last 2 or 3 minutes of your whisking, you'll add in your flavor. So the next step will be to incorporate our flavors and put it in our pan. So 15 minutes is almost up. So when you have about 2 minutes left, we go ahead and add in our flavors, because that gives it, we add in a little early, gives it enough time to get incorporated. Sometimes some ingredients will make it too wet, and you have to whip it back up to get it back to the consistency you want. So obviously this flavoring is not going to change the color of the marshmallows. Some flavorings will. If you use more syrup, then because you don't have any dry fruit, it will change the color of the marshmallows from white to whatever flavoring you were using. That's fine. So this is basically, I wanted to keep the color of being white, but with just having the incorporation of the fruit and the tea. So we'll go ahead and turn this off and check it. So how you know if it's been whipped properly is when you take it off of your stand mixer and it falls down into from the whisk into the bottom, it will ribbon, and if it incorporates itself back within about 30 seconds, then it's ready to go. If it takes longer than that, then it still needs to be whipped some more. Plus, you will notice changes. It will be completely white and shiny. And if you ever made Divinity, it'll have the same kind of look. So, also, I will have pictures of this posted, what it's supposed to look like when it's ready. So, we'll go ahead and take our whisk off and our bowl out. And it will definitely be really sticky. So, you have to do this part really fast. This back. And we'll go ahead and put it in our prepared pan. So, it'll be a little hard, but basically, this is what it's supposed to look like. When you look at it, it flows just like that. It'll take a little bit to get out of your pan into your container, but it's basically what it's supposed to look like. All kind of sticky. It sticks to your spatula, and it's real white. If it starts to dry out and starts to be really sticky, that's fine. You just try to get the best you can to get it out of your mixing bowl, because it will start to have, once it cools, it starts getting more sticky. Now, once you have this all out of the bowl and into your pan as best as you can, and of course this is going to make a huge mess, but that's fine, because who doesn't love having sticky marshmallows everywhere. So basically that is ready to go. So once it's out of into your pan, is basically what it's going to look like. And you see it's still white, but you see chunks of the fruit and the tea. I was trying to, so then you'll take your cornstarch and powdered sugar mixture, and you will basically coat the top of it with that mixture. Now, we're going to let this set to dry either overnight or to 4 to 6 hours. Best is overnight. And then you will take it out of your container onto a parchment that you've sprinkled with your mixture. And then you will basically get it out of your pan. Now, if it's the bottom, when you flip it over and the bottom is still a little wet, you can just sprinkle some more of your cornstarch powdered sugar mixture, and you can let it dry for another about 30 minutes before you cut them. Then once you cut them, you'll just cut them any way you like. You can cut them into squares, you can cut them into logs, you can cut them smaller to make minis, or you can cut them with cookie cutters to make desired shapes. And then you'll basically dust them with your mixture, powdered sugar, cornstarch mixture, and you put them in a container, and they will last about a month if you have it in a covered container. So I made some yesterday, and these are vanilla. And so basically I just cut them into squares, and that's basically what they look like. They're all soft, fluffy, and they're a little, sticky, but that's fine. So that is our marshmallows. I'll post the recipe for the mixed berry syrup, the sugar syrup, for the marshmallows and the marshmallow itself at the bottom of this recipe, at the bottom of this video, sorry. And then, so next video, I'm going to do vegan. I'm doing a vegan chocolate chip recipe, and so I will post that later. So that is all for candy making. And so if marshmallows, once you got this part down, you can do any flavors that you like of your marshmallows. You don't have to do the flavor I did here. You could just do what I did earlier. You can do vanilla. The possibilities are endless, as long as you know how to make the marshmallows themselves, and they're more healthier for you, and you know exactly what's in your marshmallows. So stay healthy, stay safe, like and subscribe to my video and channel.